Hello friends, my name is NK Singh and I have a channel called Netritwa Foundation on YouTube. The purpose of this channel is to spread the message of leadership across the world so, so that uh, the people who want to be leader or the people who are leader but want to consolidate their position as a leader can be benefited. So the purpose of today's message is to give 5 mantras of transformation to individual contributor so that they can become leader in their career going forward. So let's start with this message. So before we move to discuss 5 mantras, I would like you to have a decisive day in your life. Why I want to have a decisive day in your life so that you can take a very true decision that whether you would truly want to be a leader or not. Because most of the people take decision to become leaders just looking at the good side of leadership role. By good side of leadership role, I mean uh, the authority of the leader, the power of the leader, uh, the cabin of the leader, the place-to-place visit of the leader, the visits that the leader makes in order to attend the conferences and meetings and all. So most people get impressed by these things of leadership role and they want to be leader. But beside these good things, there are some other things associated with leadership role as well. And most of the people are not aware of these things. And when they get into leadership role, they face these things. And as a result, they happen to be not a good leader, and most of them succumb to these circumstances. That's why I want to give you some of those circumstances so that you can think about those circumstances and situations and take a decision that whether you will be in a position to uh, cope up with those circumstances or situations or not when you will be in real leadership role. If you think that you will be in a position to cope up with those situations and uh, or develop yourself to cope up with those situations, then you can be a leader. So before going over 5 mantras, spend a day and think honestly on below conditions that a leader has to face. If you are fine with these conditions, or you are sure that you will develop yourself to cope up with these conditions, then you can proceed with the practice of 5 mantras. The first condition that you have to take a decision on is, are you a people person? A leader has to be a very good people's person, and a leader has to enjoy dealing with people who work with him or her as colleagues, people who work under him or her as subordinates, people who the leader is supposed to serve, customers. Overall, if you do not enjoy dealing with people, or if you do not enjoy being in the company of people, then you are not supposed to go or even try for a leadership role. So this decision you need to take. The next decision you have to take is, are you ready to take a hit on yourself for others' mistake? Because a leader is accountable for all the jobs that his or her group is doing. And the leader is also accountable for all the mistakes that are done by his group or by her group. So here you have to take a decision that, are you ready to take that hit for others' mistake or not. If you are not ready to take the hit on yourself for others' mistake, then you are not supposed to try for leadership role. The next decision you have to take is, are you fine with being the last of the beneficiary list of the group? Being in the last list of the being in the last of the list of the beneficiary list, I mean, a leader is supposed to benefit his or her subordinates first, then the leader is supposed to be benefited himself or herself. So you have to take this decision. And if you are not fine with this, then you are not supposed to try for a leadership role. The next decision you have to take is, are you fine with service model of leadership? Service model of leadership says that the leader is supposed to serve the people working with him. Those people can be your stakeholders, your customers, your subordinates, and you are supposed to serve them all. You are not supposed to rule your subordinates. You are supposed to serve your subordinates to make a difference in their life. So if you are not okay with this model of leadership, then I will recommend you should not try for leadership position. The next decision you have to take is, are you fine with bringing more skilled and knowledgeable people in your group? Because some people don't like to hire more skilled and more knowledgeable people than himself or herself in the department he or she is working. Such people should not try for a leadership role, because a leader has to recruit more skilled and knowledgeable people than himself or herself uh, in his team or department. Because whatever you know is already available as a competency in your department or in your group or in your team. But whatever you don't know, you need to acquire either by getting some external training or by hiring somebody who is skilled at that. So if you are not okay with hiring more skilled and more knowledgeable people than you in your group, then I will recommend you should not try for leadership position. The next and last decision that you have to take is, are you fine with delegating some of your responsibilities to your subordinates? There are people who do not want to leave anything or who do not want to pass on anything to their subordinates, and I will recommend such kind of people should not try for leadership role. Because a leader has to be good at delegating their streamlined responsibilities to his or her subordinates. And he should also groom his or her subordinates for his own or her own role. So I will recommend you all that have a very peaceful day in your life and take a decision on all these conditions. And if you are not fine with any of these conditions, then I will recommend you should try your career in individual contributor role, because you will not be successful in leadership role if you are not fine with any of these conditions. But if you are fine with these conditions, I will recommend you to move forward and start practicing the 5 mantras of transformation from individual contributor to group leader. So let's start with the first mantra. The first mantra is, first to be the one that you want to make others. Leaders are followed for their qualities. That's why a leader with good qualities create followers or subordinates with good qualities, and a leader with bad qualities create followers or subordinates with bad qualities. Because in professional world, there are some qualities that are liked in any domain, be it business domain, a sports domain, educational domain, or social services domain, or any transactional work culture of the world. These There are qualities that are liked by people. So if you are having those qualities, you will be benefited, you will make progress, you will be successful in any domain of your life. And if you are not having those qualities, you will not be successful anywhere. That's why my first mantra is first to acquire all these qualities in yourself so that once you become leader, you can attract people having these kind of qualities so that you can be successful and the group or the team or the organization that you will build will also be successful. But the journey will start with yourself. First, you will acquire all these qualities, then you will expect others to acquire all these qualities or exhibit all these qualities. And the first quality of this kind is passion. Follow your passion and be extremely passionate for whatever you do as a profession. And if you are not passionate about the job that you are doing, I will suggest change your job and do the job where your passion lies. Because if you are not enjoying the thing that you are doing, you will not be successful in your life. The next quality is punctuality. Be punctual in terms of your time commitments. If you want to be a leader, you need to be very punctual in your time commitments. You need to deliver things at promised time. You will have to maintain your availability and presence at promised time. You need to meet your people at promised time. Overall, you need to be a punctual person. The next quality that you need to develop in yourself is honesty and integrity. Be an honest person and a person of integrity who comply the policies and principles. If you want to be a leader, first of all, you will have to be an honest person so that people can trust you. At the same point of time, you will have to be a person who respects the policies of the organizations or the principles of the organization so that the people who will work under you can also comply with the policies and principles of the organization. The next quality you need to develop in yourself is high performance. Be high performance driven because there is no discount coupon applicable on it. No matter what you do, you are in finance, you are in insurance, you are in banking, you are in manufacturing, you are in healthcare industry, whatever you do, there is no compromise on high performance because this is a key ingredient for your success. So you need to be a high performer first before you become a leader. The next quality you need to develop is teamwork. You need to be a team player. This is very important. So You need to surrender the feeling of I will win, and you need to arouse the feeling of we will win as part of your personality. And if you are not a team player, I will recommend you better do as an individual contributor and never try to be a leader. The next thing you need to develop is supreme knowledge. Be a highly knowledgeable person of your work domain. Acquire at least more than double knowledge of your work knowledge requirement. If you want to be the leader of the group you are working in, then you will have to acquire more knowledge than your peers, than your colleagues. The next thing you need to develop is good communication. Develop yourself towards excellence of communication because it is the strongest weapon to win any war. A leader has to be a good communicator. So to make sure that your communication is excellent. The last quality, but the most important quality of a leader is balanced mindset. Under any circumstances, a leader needs to maintain a balanced mindset. So you need to develop yourself as a person having balanced mindset under any situation. And this is very important. Whether it is an extremely good situation, you need to be a person with balanced mindset. And even if the situation is quite adverse, you need to be a person of balanced mindset so that you cannot deviate from your actual objectives and actual target. So you need to develop and demonstrate all these qualities in your personal and professional life so that people having these qualities get attracted towards you and like you to be in your circle. Just to remind you that you need to be a leader and you want to be a leader in your career going forward. And in order to become a good leader, in order to become a successful leader, you need to develop all these qualities as part of your personality. The more you will enhance your level of excellence on all these qualities, the more people will get attracted towards you. So while ending, I would like to tell you that first you need to develop all these qualities in yourself. Then you will be noticed as a person who is getting ready for a leadership position. And once you get a leadership position, you will be ready with all these qualities and you will hire people having these qualities, or you will develop your people for all these qualities. And then you and your group that you will lead will be successful. Having said that, let's move to the next mantra. That is the second mantra. My second mantra says, leadership is a set of actions, not a designation. I repeat, leadership is a set of actions, not a designation. Many people take leadership as a designation, as a title. It is not true. Because you can have a leadership title, you can have a leadership designation, but you cannot be accepted as a leader by your people. They will take you just as the person who has leadership authority. To become a leader, you need uh, to become a leader, execution of below set of actions is needed, not a designation. There are set of, if you want to be a leader, first of all, you will have to start your journey without a designation. without a title. Because when Mahatma Gandhi started freedom fight for India, he was not given the designation or title of Father of the Nation. He started his journey of leadership without a title, without a designation. And after years of struggle, when he became successful in his journey, he was given a title, he was given a designation that is forever. So you will also have to start your leadership journey without a title. If you are an individual contributor, if you are an individual contributor who wants to be a leader of the group he or she is working, then you will have to start your journey without a title. And in order to do so, you will have to do, you will have to execute the below set of actions without a formal designation. And if you successfully do that, then you will be noticed and you will be rewarded with the formal leadership designation or title. So the first action that you are supposed to execute is understand your department and organization expectation. The expectations that your organization or your department is having out of you. Please understand it clearly and also make your peers understand the same. The next the next action item you are supposed to execute is make sure that your delivery is excellent against all the above said expectations. Deliver more than 100%. Whatever your objectives are, make sure your delivery is more than 100%. The next action item you are supposed to execute is keep yourself fully updated about the things happening in your department or in your organization and ask your next level manager to align your action plan accordingly. You are also supposed to keep your peers informed for the same and ask for their ideas on the alignment part. The next action item you are supposed to execute is initiative, ownership, and accountability. This is very important for a would-be leader. If you are an individual contributor, wants to be a leader in years to come, you need to be very good at that. You need to take initiatives to make things better. You need to own all these initiatives across their life cycle, and you need to be accountable for the outcome. Most of the time, when the outcome is positive, people held themselves accountable for the same. But when the outcome is negative, people do not want to be accountable for that. But if you want to be a leader, you need to take initiative. You need to own the initiative till the time it is not completed or till the time the initiative is not over. And you need to be accountable for the outcome, no matter whatever the outcome is. Because when the outcome is negative, and if you are not holding yourself accountable for that, then there will be no learning in your career. And when there is no learning out of mistakes, then there will be no development. The next action item you need to execute as a wannabe leader is be a team player. By team player, I mean helping each other succeed. Help your peers by sharing your knowledge also help them in execution of complex action items, and also help them by sharing the workload. So overall, you need to be a helping hand of your team. The next action item that you need to execute as a wannabe leader is motivate your peers. Motivate your peers using the positive things happening in your department or organization. You can also use publicly available motivational content on internet, because this is one of the things that all leaders does. Remember the day that when you will be leader, you need to keep your people motivated. So start doing it as an individual contributor, so that by the time you will be leader, you will be very good with this. You will be very good with the execution of this action item. The next action item that you need to take care of is softly disconnect negative talks about your department or organization and inform the same to your next level manager as it is. So far, just to remind you that you are not a leader, you are just an individual contributor of your team. So you must be involved in some gossips, especially negative gossips going around. So if you are available there, simply disconnect the negative talk and inform your next level manager as it is without exaggerating the things, so that your manager can take action. Because if you want to be a leader, you need to be very good at uh, stopping the negative things, stopping the negativity in your team or in your department or in your organization. The next action item you need to take care of is communicate with other department people with whom your department is having some transactional overlap. And the purpose of doing is to find areas of improvement. If you are an individual contributor and you want to be a leader, you need to take initiatives to make things better. So where you will take initiatives? Because you need to know the areas of improvement. And one way of finding those improvement area is to interact with the people from other teams with whom your team is doing some work and try to find out some improvement area. And once you find some improvement area, take initiatives to improve the things. Take initiatives, own it, and be accountable for that. The next action item you need to take care of is maintain good relation with all peers. Because for a leader, all are equal on professional relation front, irrespective of their level of experience, knowledge, designation, or performance. If you want to be a leader, you need to have a very good relation with all your peers. The next action item you need to take care of is always be a person with balanced and controlled mindset. This is important because a leader needs to be a person with balanced and controlled mindset under any circumstances. Whether the circumstances is positive or circumstance is negative, the leader has to be a person of balanced mindset so that the leader cannot deviate from the actual objective. So, as I said in the beginning, the leadership is a set of actions, not a designation. So if you want to be a leader, try to be good at the execution of all these actions, then designation and title will automatically travel to you. And once the designation and title travels to you, then you will be a designated leader and you will be accepted as well by your people. But uh, if you are not good at the execution of all these action items and a title or designation is given to you, then you will not be a successful leader, and there are high probability that you will not be sustainable as a leader, and your people will not accept you as a leader, because leadership is not a designation, leadership is not a title, it is a set of actions, and you need to be extremely good at the execution of all those actions. Having said that, let's move to the third mantra. The third mantra is offload some of your boss workload on your shoulders. Just to remind you that still you are an individual contributor and you want to be a leader. That's why you are attending this message. 20 to 30% of your boss action items are fully streamlined and can be done by any smart team member. By smart, I mean the person who have the domain knowledge, the person who has an analytical and logical mind, the person who has good written and verbal communication. So in any manager's list of action items, 20 to 30% of things are streamlined and the manager can delegate it to any of his or her smart team member at any point of time. So if you want to be a leader, prepare a list of such action items like a periodic report that your manager or group leader must be sending to all the stakeholders, or a presentation that uh, that your leader or manager must be giving it to a group or other department periodically, or a meeting that your manager or group leader would be attending periodically. So make a list of all such kind of action items and think what of them you can take care. Once you are ready with this list, propose your boss to train you on those items and delegate them to you. While making this proposal, never say your boss that you want to be a leader. Tell him that you want to offload some of his or her workload so that uh, your manager can uh, have less workload and can focus on more priority action item. This way, once you are delegated with those action items, do your best and execute the delegated action item without any error. Keep this getting delegation work continued one after another and try to learn the 50 to 60% of your boss work. Why this is important? Because you want to be a leader. While proposing for delegation, we have already discussed it, so let's leave it. After some time, if you are feeling pressed after getting few delegations, then feel free to involve other peers of your team who is interested in doing this. Convince your peers that this delegation will help him in his future career and convince your boss that having more than one person can ensure continuity of action item execution despite leaves or some other absences. But always try to be accountable point of contact for your boss for the execution of delegated action items, no matter who is doing it, you or by you or your peers. Here I mean is you delegated lots and lots of work from your group leader on your shoulders or on the shoulder of any of your team member or colleague or peers. So here my recommendation is no matter who is doing the delegated work, you need to be accountable for the completion of that particular delegated action item. Having said that, let's move to the fourth mantra, and that is read and learn a lot on your own. A leader is supposed to be a problem solver for others. That's why you need to know more than your peers. Prepare the list of things relevant to your work domain and enhance your knowledge on them by your self-reading and learning. Time management will play a good role here, so manage your time well and take at least an hour daily to learn something new and relevant to you. You are busy, but even the busiest people of the world spend good amount of time on learning new things. Warren Buffett spends 4 to 5 hours of his time daily in reading books, newspapers and magazines. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg reads around 40 to 45 books in a year just to grow their knowledge. Make a commitment to yourself that you will go to sleep more wiser than you get up. Keep a target for yourself that you will always know at least more than double than your counterparts in same organization or industry. Chase and achieve the above set target with full of your capacity. Also, try to learn the action item of your next level boss by self-reading and learning. I'm emphasizing self-learning and reading because don't be dependent completely on your organization or on your department for the sake of your knowledge enhancement because you have to grow your career. So you need to be accountable for your knowledge enhancement. Having said that, let's move to the next mantra and the last mantra, and that is work-life balance. Work-life balance is very important as a leader because as a leader you need to be a person with balanced and controlled mindset. And if you are not having work-life balance, you can't be uh, a person with balanced and controlled mindset. So here I will recommend you to follow the principle of 100% presence for work-life balance. As per this principle, be 100% present wherever you are and forget the last involved scenario completely. By 100% principle of presence, I mean that if you are in office, be 100% for your office. And once you are at home, be 100% for your home. Don't carry anything in your mind that belongs to the previous scenario. It is difficult to practice in the beginning, but after 6 months, you can have good control on your mind. Apply this principle in both personal and professional life of yours. and it will make you successful in both of your life, personal life as well as professional life. So this is the last mantra. Just to summarize, this these 5 mantras and the decisive day of your life is recommended to the people who are still individual contributor but wants to be leader in their career going forward. It is also recommended to the people who are newly promoted group leader or group manager. And I promise you that if you execute all these 5 mantras on daily basis, success will be yours. Because these 5 mantras are not theoretical for me. I have practiced all these 5 mantras in my career over a period of 12 years. When I started practicing, right after 5 years of my career, I became uh, my group leader. Right after 8 years of my career, I become manager of my team. Right after 10 years of my career, I become senior manager of my organization. And after 12 years, I became director of my organization. So I strongly recommend you to follow these 5 mantras in your professional life on daily basis, and I guarantee your success. Having said that, I wish you good luck, all the best, and hope to see you as a leader. Thank you.